Hello everyone. So today is a pretty interesting day today. We are building a protogen head. This is part 1. So where I'm going to start off is the LEDs. I had a very long story to tell with this, but to keep it simple, there was very conflicting stuff with this. One of the things was a lot of the stuff required programming knowledge. I found this really annoying to me and just kind of unhelpful because I don't exactly know how to program, and I didn't want to have to learn just to do a simple protogen visor. So I started looking around. In the process of over a year worth of looking, I finally found out about it. Don't know why it took me so long, but go figures. But let's take a look at what we are going to be using. The first component is called a Hub 75 LED board. These matrix boards come in a few different options and sizes and also configurations. There are two different options for the most part when it comes to the color arrangement. There is single color mode, or just single color, which is just perfect if you want to have a single color, and then you've got RGB, which is what I went for. A little bit more expensive, but I went and decided to flash for the best. So how do you control them without needing to program anything in terms of knowing how to use command line programs? So first step, I'm using what's called a Hub 75 controller. I'll put a little picture of the listing that I got mine from on AliExpress, just to give you a kind of hint as to what to look for. Now, I recommend making sure going through the listings or contacting the supplier to make sure it's compatible with this program. This program I'm using is called HD 2020. I'll have a link in the description for you to go and have a look. This is a Windows program, so make sure you have a machine that's able to run Windows or a way to emulate Windows on another machine. Good luck for that. Anyways, let's start with the main system itself. Putting it together, you will make sure when you do buy the actual hub boards for the LEDs that you buy them with the cables. Otherwise you're going to have to spend quite a bit of time wiring. And I mean a lot. So once you've got them, make sure you get the coloured one or the non-coloured. Make sure that if you get a coloured board, you get the colour capable RGB controllers. Can't threat that enough. I accidentally got one that was not coloured. I'm going to use that board and probably build something else out of it, just for the hell of it. I'll put a picture up of the other board. It does work with this program I'm using, from what I remember. It shows up as this particular controller. So there you go. Yeah. Let's get into the program and I'll show you how I set up my protogen visor. Let's get into it. Okay, so here is the display. Now you'll see the width and height is set 64 by 64. That is important for this to work properly. So I'll show you what I'm working with. So there's a little preview it shows you. So in order to set up things, you go to here, settings and screen settings. Now if you have a prompt for a password, the default password, if I look at my little cheat sheet of paper here, is a cheat sheet. So the default password is 168. So if you for some reason get locked out, when you go to try and change settings, that's what it is. So what are we looking at here? This is the control board, right here. And these are all just the device information and all that for the full color. And down here is the information. Now, I had a little bit of issues getting this to run at first, but after talking to one of the suppliers, I came into here and had to set it to this particular setting at the top, but it might be different for each bit of hardware. So try going through this until you get a successful lineup on your LEDs that looks exactly the same as when you do this. So this is just a little demo that I was showing. So I can able to go here and delete, and here is what I want to put on the display. Note it's green, but I'm having issues getting it to change color. I don't know why. Okay, just a little bit of a weird finding out of information. So for some reason, and this is just being an art program, it's just paint.net, for whatever reason, blue is green. So keep that in mind when you're using this. It may have some differences in color, but you can figure that out by just changing the color of your design. So all I have to do is just go in here and save it by screenshotting the exact shape. Perfect. Save. Okay, and all I have to do is just delete that, go back here, picture, blue, open, and send. And there we go. Okay, just that little bit of a finagling thing that I found out. So just have to mess around with the colors on here for some reason. I don't know if that'll be for anyone else, but just keep that in mind. But it works. You just have to do a little bit of cheeky color changing magic. This could be just some sort of a software issue, or maybe even a hardware issue with the actual controller boards. But anyways, I just go to here. So before I can send anything to the actual board, you'll need to go to your computer's hardware down here, and it will show your connect. You need to go to your Wi-Fi settings and then connect to the board. It'll show up as like a little number thing. It'll show up with the Wi-Fi password thing, and I'll show you in a second. It looks like that. And when you bring it up, you just want to connect to it. Now, if you get a password requirement, it's 8 8s or something similar to that, if I remember right. Like 8 8s is the password. Okay, so I hit send. And now on my display, if I show you guys, it looks a bit like this. So, sorry for the glare, but that's just the camera. So I've got it to work. When on the display over beside me, it looks top and bottom. So that's why I had to do this. So the hardware configuration I will show on screen. Okay, so to connect this up properly, you can see this white wire here. That's 5 volts from a USB port connected up to these two terminals. So both the displays have their own ribbon cable. See the little red area? Make sure that it's connected up so that the red is always near this little arrow on both of them. So both of them have both got the red cable connected in the right orientation. That's the RTC battery for clock time, I believe, so it can keep time. Now, this USB port can be used for stuff, but I have not need of it yet. So that's the basic of it, and this little wee button here is a test button. It just cycles through some basic test functions. And if for some reason you press it, it doesn't wipe anything on it that I'm aware of. You just hit it a couple times and it will bring you back to the last thing you had saved on it. There you go. Has both of them connected to the boards. There's port 1 and 2. So that's just how it works. It's a bit weird, I understand, but yeah. But it works. So do take a nice copy of what I'm doing here. as it will show you how to send things properly. And yeah, so there's all kinds of other little features in here. You can add all kinds of counters. So if I go here, I can add all kinds of things. So I go to, like, say more. I can be able to add times and temperatures, Excel stuff. Pray, I think that's something to do with like a timer for people who have certain beliefs or religions. They can be able to have time. Weather. I'm not too sure much about those, but it gives you an options there as well for other programs to run. But you can use it as a clock because these things do have I believe it's an RTC on them, or real-time clock. Kind of the same thing with your phones and computers have. But that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a very basic little video. You can figure these. So these are a 64 by 32. So 64 long by... Yeah. Height is 31 by 64, but each board is... But since I've stacked both of them on top of each other to make this image and have it look like a protogen face, I just had to take a little bit of math and bingo, you get 64 by 64. Done. And I hope you enjoyed this little video. And it's just something I thought I'd make because most of the videos aren't really that informative. They don't show you the basics of using this. So, yeah. With that all said, it's a basic little program you could use. And again, links in the descriptions for the program. It's a very basic thing. There's also a very, very large how to use this program in an Excel on their website, so you can be able to take a look for yourself. With that all said, enjoy. Hope you have fun making your protogen head, and I hope this saves you a lot of hassle and stress in future designs. The next part will be me manufacturing it, making the 3D printed housing, as you can see my printer off in the background there. I've just got to wait until I got some more filament, because this is going to require quite a lot of filament. So stay tuned for part 2, when I eventually have that stuff sorted out. Anyways, bye! Blah.